It's unboxing video time. My name is Jim, and I collect graded magazines, mostly Sports Illustrated. And whenever I get a shipment in from CGC with these graded slabs, I always do an unboxing video. I know what these issues are. I don't know what the grades are. That's why it's a surprise for me and you, and we're looking at this together for the first time, and you get my natural reaction. Unpacking here. By the way, your boy leveled up. I finally got some LED lights to kind of make my background look a little bit nicer. That's my pressing operation behind me, which, by the way, my thoughts on pressing, I've made them very clear. I believe you should get every single issue pressed, whether it's a comic book or a magazine, every single time. Whether you use CGC's pressing service or you use somebody else's pressing service or you use my pressing service, doesn't matter to me. I just think you should get all your issues pressed. So if you're interested in my pressing service, feel free to DM me on social media or drop a comment here on YouTube or whatever. Okay, let's rock and roll. Oddball box. This is kind of weird. So this is packing slip out of the way. 7 slabs. That's weird. 7. Normally I do them in like 5 or 10 or whatever. These are all either Michael Jordan issues or swimsuit issues. So kind of different. I still don't know what I think about swimsuit issues. I think they're interesting. I'm not a pinup kind of guy, so I don't know. But I'm getting some graded, and we'll see what happens. Most importantly, in this batch, you guys know I've talked about this for a long time. My journey is collecting all 50 Michael Jordan Sports Illustrateds and get them graded. The How High Can He Fly was my last one. That came in a couple unboxing videos ago. But I had a problem with the One Man Gang issue, and it needed to get reholdered. The One Man Gang issue is in this box. So technically, this will be the first time that I will have in my hands all 50 Michael Jordan Sports Illustrated issues grading. So kind of a milestone box, and then a bunch of swimsuit issues. So let's rock and roll. What do we got first? Hey, okay. 7.5. This is from 2000. This is Daniela Pestova and her Sports Illustrated issue. This is from February 25th, 2000. Not a lot of these graded. There's a 9.2, there's an 8.0, and now there's a 7.5. All right, got to do better than that. Oh, geez, that was almost the wrong way. Oh, did they mix and match these? Yeah, some of these are backwards. Okay, next one up. Oh, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. You know, so interesting. So this is the Bag It Michael issue. Okay, let's get some stuff out of the way here first. So this is from March 14th, 1994. I own this at 9.4. You can see I got this one at a beautiful looking 9.2. Pretty good. Pop reports on this. There's one 9.6. There's 3 9.4s. I own one of them. And now there's 3 9.2s. You know, I used to hate this issue. Because it's painting, you know, Michael Jordan's my guy. It paints Michael in a bad light. It was when he was, you know, playing baseball for the White Sox. By the way, this is the only Sports Illustrated cover with him in a White Sox or any baseball uniform. So I used to dislike this one. And I've started changing my tune on it. And that's because of the story behind this. This is where, 1994, you got to think of that. This kind of started the whole, you know, Michael Jordan took it personal sort of thing. There's a great story behind this. The writer of this issue, of the article in this issue, came out like almost immediately after this issue came out in 1994 and said, you know what? My bad. I went into this predisposed thinking Michael Jordan was garbage on the baseball field and he had no business being there. And that's how I wrote the article. And I didn't give him a chance, and he, you know, I think if he had stepped, you know, kept at it, he might have been able to break into the major leagues. Interesting story there, but the other part of the story is, ever since this issue came out in 1994, Michael Jordan has refused to talk to anybody from Sports Illustrated. And Darren Ravel, also, I mean, he's my only source on this, but because he's mentioned it on Twitter, but he's also said that From what he's heard, Michael Jordan refuses to sign copies of Sports Illustrated and won't sign any more copies of Sports Illustrated because of this issue. So that's kind of changed my opinion on it. And I've kind of thought that this issue, while it you know, bag it Michael and it paints Michael in a bad light, the stories behind it make it much more interesting. And now it's starting to be, you know, I hated this one even a year or two ago. And now this one is starting to be one of my favorites. So I like this. And a 9.2, not too shabby. That's pretty nice. Okay. Good Michael Jordan story there. Next up. Okay, 9.2, right there. You certainly recognize this. This is the Michael Jordan hologram issue. This is from December 23rd, 1991. The pop reports are through the roof on this, and it makes sense. I mean, look at that hologram. I mean, if you're too young and don't remember what it was like living in 1991, this was high tech. I mean, this was like when the iPhone first came out. This was like high-level technology. Blew my mind when it came out that they could put this hologram on the magazine. Everybody went out and bought extra copies of this magazine. Everybody saved it. There are a boatload of these. Still really cool and still an important Michael Jordan issue. So the pop reports. There are 23 9.8s. There are 29 9.6s and 22 9.4s, 147 total graded on that Michael Jordan hologram issue. All right. Next up. Where's that one-man gang? I think we're probably maybe the last one in this batch. I may not like swimsuit issues anymore. Maybe not, and maybe certainly the modern ones. That seems like a bum grade, 8.5. This is the Vandella cover. This came out on February 22nd, 1993. There's a 9.6, there's an 8.5, this one, and then there's several others out there. Interesting. You'd think with the modern issues, geez, it's even like my grades on the vintage sports swimsuit issues are better than these modern ones. Okay, pretty good. Pretty darn good there with that 8.0. This is the Svalander twins. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that name right. January 19th, 1976. This is a pretty good grade on this one. So there's one 9.0, there's an 8.5, and there's three 8.0s. Tougher one to get. This is obviously more vintage from the mid-70s. I think that's kind of my jam when it comes to swimsuit issues, is definitely go for the more vintage ones. They just are more interesting to me. But this one is pretty good. 8.0 from 1976. Not bad. All right, what do we got here? I got... Oh, geez, just two left. Okay, we're coming down to the end here. See, another modern one. This is Carol Alt. Well, semi-modern. That's another debate. You know, when does modern end and vintage begin? This is from February 8th, 1982. This is Carol Alt and her swimsuit issue. There is a 9.2, there is a 9.0, and there's an 8.0, and there's a few others out there graded too. Not bad. Carol Alt, swimsuit issue. Okay, last one. This is the one I was waiting for. I'm not expecting a, you know, this isn't going to pop any great grades, but this is it. This is it. I now have in my hands all 50 Michael Jordan Sports Illustrated graded. A lot of high grades on them. Some of them kind of stink or aren't so great, but I'm working on upgrading those. But man, a lot of good ones. Yeah, that's about what I thought. 7.0 on that. This is the one-man gang issue. This came out on November 17th, 1986. This is his second cover in his Chicago Bulls uniform. Pop reports are there's a 9.6, there's a 9.4, and there's a 9.2, and then there's a ton graded below that. I'm not sure what I'm going to... I feel like I should create some content around my 50 Michael Jordan issues now that I've got them. But I'm not quite sure what to do or the format. So if you got any suggestions or ideas, drop a comment or shoot me a DM on social media. You should follow me there too. Twitter, Facebook, eBay, Instagram, TikTok, all of it. Same name everywhere. CGC Sports Illustrated. I hope I can keep these unboxing videos coming on a regular basis like this. I've been in a pretty good run here where I've been able to get about maybe 3 a month out as these shipments are staggered and coming in from CGC. So really appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot.